welcome to the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show. Jeff, DiVeronica and Steve Bradley here, wrapping up soon what's going to be our 19th year of this program, covering Section 5 sports, and we've got one of the most tradition-rich lacrosse programs on the boys' side as our next guest, Steve.
Yeah, the Class B champion, Canandaigua Braves, Jeff, and long-time Canandaigua lacrosse is just woven into the fabric of the community, as they say. And Coach York, Deven York, will join us. He's a Canandaigua alumni, played, and you see this in the schools where the coaches are alums. There always seems to be that tie to the past, and that, you know, as they build for the future, and great storylines here with the Braves. Well,
in his sixth season, and after it's been the first championship in a decade for the Braves. They beat Irondequoit for the title 7-3 earlier this week, and now they're on to the state semifinals. They're going to play one of the most tradition-rich schools in the state of New York, West Genesee.
If not the.
I think it's 16 titles are a state record for West Genny on the boys' side. And I'm going to read you this quote. Let's bring him on first. Let's bring on Coach Deven York with Canandaigua and two of his studs. Eric Platten, a two-time lacrosse All-American, which we'll talk about that in just a little bit, and also senior midfielder Jaxon Grant. These are two of the leaders and the heroes of this run, in which they took down one of their old rivals in the semifinals. Victor, nationally ranked, beat them 6-5.
I would call that a current rival.
I'm sorry. Current and old almost. And then they beat one of the old rivals, I guess, from Irondequoit. But, guys, first of all, congratulations. Thanks for being on our show. And here's the quote in 2017, his first season as coach going into his first postseason. Deven York said this. This is in my story in the Democratic Chronicle. I tell the kids all the time, you play a sport in a town that cares so much about it. Even when you go to college and play, you might not get the crowds like we get. This community cares so much about their sports and about their lacrosse teams. And now, guys, you brought back a championship to Canandaigua. Eric Platten, I'm going to start with you. How does it feel to be standing here and like ending a 10-year drought for this program? What's it been like the last few days?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, everywhere you go in town, people you don't even know are like congratulating you. I mean, I walked into Dick Anthony's to get my suit for ball, and one of the workers and some random guy was like, "Congratulations, that game was amazing," and I was like, thank you. Like, it was a great game, and it's just, you know, this community is something special. But atmosphere here, and they never seem to relate to me, and I just love this community.
Jaxon, how about you? You've won championships in football, but lacrosse is the last season before you go on to college, and no matter what you do, the last sports season you had, you brought home a block.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You know, we lost last year. That was tough. But this year we came back and won, and it's just amazing. Feels so good. But we're not done.
So, Coach York, we started out talking about the championship, but one of the huge storylines was that semifinal win over Victor in the semifinals. And you know, the original championship game was scheduled to be on Wednesday night and was postponed a day for lightning. When you have such an emotional win in the semifinals, how did you regroup your team and have them ready to go in the finals without letting down at all?
Well, you got me there. I feel I'm a little frozen. Okay. Well, yeah, no, it was a great win, and that was definitely a danger, you know, to beat Victor and think we were done. But you know, this group of kids, these two guys here, and you know, my other two captains, Elliot Morgan, Brady Camella, I just have such strong senior leadership where I really don't have to do it. These guys set the tone. And their message to the kids, which was also my message, was, you know, nothing happened today. Nothing changed. We didn't win anything. Yes, it feels great. Our community is happy. Our alumni is happy. Everybody, you know, wants to see Victor go down. But, you know, at the end of the day, it wasn't what our goal was. Our goal was to win a sectional title and a state title. So they did a great job of being regrouped. And honestly, I was thankful for the extra day off. It seems like sometimes when you win, it's kind of like fantasy football. You know, your team's got to stay healthy, right? You can't have injuries, and things got to go right and get hot players. Well, it's almost like that way when you win it. You got to get some breaks, and that extra day of rest was awesome. We're able to get these guys in some ice baths and cool them down and get some more rest and a little bit more focus, and so it worked out for us.
Jaxon, you had the game winner against Victor. I watched the replay this morning, some of it. It was a great shot, side-winding shot. There was a 6, and then you guys had to hold on for like 9 minutes in that ball game. It was a very strange game, but let me ask you, going into this game, how much confidence did you have that you'd lost to Victor 7-2 on May 5th, but you didn't have Luke McCroby and you didn't have Matt Bellis. They were out with injuries. Having those two guys going in against nationally ranked Victor, undefeated, right? How much confidence did you have knowing you had these guys now back? How much did it help you guys?
I didn't even really think about the last game. I knew we were going to win the whole time, honestly. With having Luke and Matt back, it was just game-changing. So.
And it was an odd game, Steve.
So I want to know how he knew that the whole time. Now, how did you know that, Jaxon?
I just believed it. I don't know.
You guys go up 5-1. Luke gets the first face-off and pretty much goes down and scores, right? You guys go up 5-1 at half, and here comes Victor now in the third quarter, and they finally tie it up and head into the fourth, and then you get the winner. But what did you guys do to hold on there? And let's give a shout out to your goalie, Jack Faiola. He's been fantastic. But hanging on the last two games, you guys have had 1-goal games in the regionals and now again in Victor. How much credit do you give to that defense, Jaxon? Let's start there.
Oh my goodness. Defense wins championships. They're holding us in every single game we've played this year. Like they're honestly amazing.
Eric, you're kind of one of the centerpieces of that defense, a 2-time All-American, long stick, heading to Yale. What is the mindset back there? Is it if you get us 6 goals, our team's going to win? I mean, what's going on in that back end?
Yeah, so it's actually funny. I actually told Coach York at the beginning of the season, I go, Coach York, if you score 7 or more goals every single game this year, we will not lose a game. I go, our defense will not give up 6 or more goals. And, right now, 6 goals is what we need to win. Personally, more goals never hurt anybody. Bigger would be nice, but our whole mindset is, we really feel like as a defense we have some of the best players in this state, all on the same team, and going into even yesterday's game and Victor's game, I told the guys, I was like, guys, we want this pressure. We want to be able to be the unit that, keeps this team afloat, because we want that, we take pride in our defense, and it's just something special. I mean, some of my teammates are just phenomenal, and it makes my job even easier.
Well, when we come back, take a quick break, talk more with Canandaigua lacrosse. We had football in the fall. What a great group they had there, too. These guys were key players on the football team, too. But when we come back, I want to talk about West Genesee, a little bit about that. And I also want to talk about Mr. Steve Lacrosse and what he meant to this program and he meant to this team. So we'll come back after this break. You're watching Canandaigua lacrosse right here on the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show.
Looking for a used truck? Can you find one out of 350? At BobJohnsonAutoGroup.com, you'll find one. Love SUVs? 800 are waiting for you to take one home at BobJohnsonAutoGroup.com. Add 350 pre-owned sedans, and you've got a total of 1,500 used vehicles only at BobJohnsonAutoGroup.com.
Bob Johnson's got your ride. Bob Johnson.
While we celebrate 140 years of serving our community, the kind of delicious joy that lasts a lifetime, we look forward to serving you for 140 more. With hardworking, wholehearted, passionate people who will help shape new memories for generations to come.
When it comes to workers' comp, things can change quickly.
The only way to make sure your rights are protected is to have a trusted, committed attorney on your side.
An attorney who has devoted their career to helping injured workers.
Someone to fight for the money and medical benefits you deserve.
The only person on your side
is the attorney at your side.
Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys.
The best three things here at McQuaid are definitely the sports, the brotherhood, and the service to community. I think that's a really big, important thing that McQuaid stresses, which is part of creating a better and great man. You definitely feel a connection with your fellow students here. It's being all guy school. You're able to relate to each other on a personal level, and everyone's very welcoming here with open arms and willing to be your friend.
McDonald's operators care about our local schools, teams, and student athletes. That's why they support the return of high school athletics in the Rochester area and around the state. See you before or after the big game at McDonald's. Welcome back, Section 5. Game on!
In these challenging times, our dedicated team at American Custom continues to provide top-quality installations to every customer. With guidelines and restrictions changing daily, we apply attention to every detail. You can trust our team to make sure the job is done right.
Welcome back to the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show. Jeff DiVeronica and Steve Bradley talking about a program that's back in the winner's circle for the first time in a decade, and it's one of the most storied lacrosse programs in our area. I think they rank 4th in Section 5 in titles now. Canandaigua boys lacrosse, first time a champion since 2012, and joining us now. It's perfect. Now you got him outside. Now we got Deven York in front of the red brick. And you guys got the brick. You're in front of the red brick, and it's fantastic.
Your student section's the Red Sea. It's all coming together.
Thank you for going outside. We can see it. We can see the gray in the beard now, and the hair flowing. Much better, Deven. Kidding aside, Deven, you're a 1991 graduate of Canandaigua Academy. You're part of the program as a coach, modified JV level for a very long time. Let's center up that screen a little bit there. Can we center you up there? There we go. Other way. There. Other way.
The other center.
Other way. There it is. Don't move. Stop. All right. How much does this mean to you to get the championship for your alma mater?
It means everything. When I got it at Ed Mulhern, and one of the things he texted me, he said, "They can never take that away from you, buddy." And it is true. There's such tradition. In this sport, as I've told you guys before, I'm the third head coach in over 40 years here. And, the other two guys were alumni here as well. And, I had to wait a lot of years, almost 21 years for a shot at that position. It's something I'd always dreamed of. And, it's something I wanted so bad. And I wanted to bring it back. Our alumni and community and our youth coaches, and everybody just wants it so bad. And I've wanted it so bad and, been so close. It was definitely a dream come true. But I will say this, the one thing that changed in me this year is that I focused so much on the end result. And I told these guys before, there were like parts of the finals in the past where I couldn't even really remember them. Like that moment was just so big for me. And this year, as a group, we just talked about relaxing, and it's a game of mistakes, and it's going to be okay. And let the game, take care of itself. And I will say it helps when you have leaders like this out there, because they certainly take care of things for me. But yeah, I appreciate it, Jeff, and Steve. It was awesome.
So, Eric, you have won 3 championships in football, and you had been come up on the short end in 2 finals for lacrosse. Did that big game experience this year help this team, and even this change in coach that he referred to? Did you have this team have that presence and that confidence? I mean, Jaxon said he thought you were going to win all the way, but did you feel that change tangibly during the game with Irondequoit and even on the road going through Victor?
Yeah, the football definitely helped. Same with playing when I was younger. I still remember my freshman year playing in the finals at St. John Fisher and looking into the crowd, and just the whole place is packed, and I was like, holy smokes, this is different. Being able to experience that at a young age, and then with football, being able to be a part of 3 championships, and then this year it was really helpful. But I really don't think it was that game. Like, all right, this is another game. Like, even against Victor, we're like, all right, like, we're playing Victor, and I, myself, same with Jaxon. I went into that game being like, we're gonna win. Like, we're gonna upset them. Everyone's gonna be like, oh, Canandaigua already lost. They'll probably lose again. And then with Irondequoit, it was kind of like a fresh breath of fresh air. Once we beat Victor, that was kind of like for us. And as how you said earlier, it's kind of like the bigger game, or not the bigger game, but the rivalry game.
The new rival, yeah.
And once we beat them, it was kind of like, we're on to like the real deal. And I don't know, I just feel like the team as a whole, we did a lot of things just, more on the mental and like, I guess, emotional side of preparing, taking deep breaths, not letting the moment get to us, realizing like, if you make a mistake, that's not the end of the world, just make up for it. So I think as a team, even against Spencerport, when they were, slowly trailing away and we went into overtime, no one really lost their head. No one was freaking out. Everyone was just like, all right, yep, all right, just do your job and we'll get the goals.
Well, let's go back to yesterday. You're in the regionals, you're playing Hamburg, and you fall behind 2-0, Jaxon. Is there a timeout there? Is there what's said, if there is? When you looked across at your guys, did they know that you were going to win this game again, Jay? Did you know yesterday when you fell behind 2-0 that you were going to pull this thing back? I guess, did that phase you guys at all, Jaxon? Did you see any fright?
No, when we went down 2, I was like, all right, well, let's get this thing going. But I knew we still had it, even after we were down 2-0.
It's a confident young man. I tell you, I love it. So Nate Sheridan and Elliot Morgan, they tied up in the first period. Jaxon, you knocked 2 in the second. It's 5-3, and then in the opening, and then no scoring. I beg your pardon. Opening minute of the third, McCroby picked up a ground ball and went to the front and scored. It's 6-3, and now you got to hang on again, Coach. You got to hang on for dear life. What can you tell us about this defense? What's that?
We're great. I said we're great at it. We're great at it. I will say this, when Eric came out and Eric's like, hey, Coach, you get us 7 goals, we got it. That is the truth. When we built this team in the beginning of the year and in the offseason, we knew we were really young offensively. We knew we had an incredible defense. We have a great goalkeeper. We knew we have a great face-off kid. But we knew we had a lot of question marks on offense. And really, we just don't have a high-octane offense. So, but we play really good complementary lacrosse. And when we got up 6-3, I said to the guys in the huddle, I said, well, we burned 3/4 of a game against Victor. We certainly can burn this game down. And, I know Eric gets a little nervous of that. He wants us to put in a couple more goals. But the point is, you can only do that when you get buy-in from your kids. And Jaxon Grant doesn't really get the accolades he deserves. He doesn't have the point totals that you look around. Because if you watch our offense, we don't take the shots. We don't take low percentage shots. We don't run and gun. We try to attack a little bit in what we call the gray to get a lead, and then we sit on that lead. And I know that ticks my parents off and the people in the stands and this and that. But at the end of the game, we don't care whether we win by 1 or we win by 5. But we practice. Our practices, we practice going against stall warnings. We got 6 of them, I think, against Victor, and we actually play almost a little better when you put the stall on us because we just practice. We keep it in the box and keep your heels in the box, and keep working it, and clock is on our friend. And what we want to do is get these super long possessions, because what that does is not only does it rest our defense, it really frustrates the other team. It takes them out of their rhythm, because now when they're on offense, they're like, well, I don't want to take a bad shot here or make a mistake, because they're going to go down and burn 3 more minutes and we might not get all that. So, that was our game plan, against pretty much every team.
Yeah. So Jeff, let's spin ahead to the future a little bit. Jaxon, a midfielder, are going to go to Division II Wingate, also play lacrosse, study kinesiology, I believe. And Eric's going to Yale, where he's going to study something way more longer than pre-med. But
let him say it's pre-med, but what is it again exactly, Eric?
It's called Cellular, Molecular, and Developmental Biology.
See that, folks? He's not just a really good athlete.
But I want to talk about the past just a second. The sport is lacrosse, and the Canandaigua lacrosse family, really the Section 5 lacrosse family, last summer lost a gentleman by the name of Steve Lacrosse in a motorcycle accident. And his sons, Dan and Tom, both alums, came back, and they spoke to the team during the postseason. And Eric, what message did the Lacrosse brothers give you, and how did your team take to that message and carry it with you throughout the playoffs?
Well, it was kind of a cool experience, because for most of us, Tom Lacrosse coached us, in youth. Like, I remember going to winter practices, and he was there, and he was pretty tough on us, but it was all out of love, because he wanted us to be better. But seeing them in front of us now, so many years later, Danny, his biggest point, and what we even, every day for practice we have a quote that we have to, memorize, kind of as like something to buy in for that day or even the season. And his quote was, you live in the best town to play lacrosse. You should be thankful of the position you were in. And how do you show thankfulness? And he goes, hustle. And that was the quote. You show thankfulness by hustling. And this year we dedicated the season to Steve Lacrosse, and on all of our shirts it says hustle, because Steve Lacrosse always preached that to the program and to all the Canandaigua players. So going into this postseason, our big message was like, we're going to out hustle every team, because we can control our hustle. We might not be able to, the ball might roll a different way or hit a pipe, but we're gonna make sure we leave nothing about our hustle in doubt. So that was really the big message. And then Tommy, he's like, his big thing was like, take advantage of the moment and just live in it. Have fun while you're there.
We're running a little late, so I wanted to ask Jaxon about West Jenny. How do you feel about this one, Jaxon? You seem like what's going to happen? Tell us what's going to happen.
Same way I felt about every other game. I think we got it the whole time.
Coach, is he always like this? Is he always like this?
Hey, I gotta say, so when Victor came back and they tied that game up 5-5, it was a timeout, and I look at the guys in the huddle, and I turn to Jax. I'm like, what do you like? What do you like? What do we want to run? What do we like out there? And he just says, oh, I'm just going to beat my guy and score. And I was like, okay, man. Okay, go do it.
Jaxon, all right, man. I want to hang with you.
I know. You
I'll be like
got
6
any
foot
lottery
tall.
numbers for us tonight, Jaxon?
Yeah.
Or what can you give us?
Oh man, well it's going to be a great game. It's 5:30 Wednesday. It's over in Cortland. I know that the Braves are going to represent. Cortland are the Red Dragons, right? There's going to be a lot of red from Canandaigua over in Cortland on Wednesday night. So, guys, we wish you the best of luck. You don't give any chances like that, like this. I think everyone in Canandaigua knows that now. It's been a decade since the last title. So
in 2009, they won states right at Paytech Park.
That's right. That's right. So you're here, right? Jaxon might as well take it all the way.
Yeah.
Coach York, thanks for making the time today. Guys, good luck to you on Wednesday and beyond. And I say beyond because I know you're going to win. And they're the most storied team in the state, so why not?
It's going to be fun. Humble and hungry. Hey, thank you guys. You do an awesome job. Appreciate what you do for high school sports here. It makes it special. Thank you.
We appreciate that, too. For our producer, Joe Broughton, Steve Bradley, my co-host, I'm Jeff DiVeronica. Thanks for watching us right here on Rock Sports Now on YouTube, the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show.